We've had a 4-marble event, 3-marble event, and a solo event, but now it's time for a 2-marble event, a Halfpipe Sprint. Hello everybody and welcome back. My name as always is Frankie. In the overall standings, the Golfbirds took the lead after their silver medal in the relay. The Sky Scouts are in second, Team Echo are in third, and the Coastline Crescent stay in fourth. Let's see how this event will affect the standings. Here we are then at the Halfpipe Sprint. Let's take a look back at that winning run from the Tabbies from last season. The rules of the Halfpipe Sprint are very simple. 2 marbles from each team will have to compete in heats of 4. The objective, of course, is to finish as fast as possible through this tricky course of different halfpipes and splitters. The difference being this time that aside from where a marble finishes, it's also important where they finish relative to their teammates. So as you can see from the Tabbies, they finished one next to another. They finished first and second, so they get an additional 3 points for separation. If there's a marble between the two, they only get 2 points. If there's 2 marbles, they get 1 point. And if there's more than 3 marbles separating them, they get no points, which could make the difference. But yeah, a perfect score is 18. But anyway, let's move on then to the first heat. Kitsune Rush, Golfbirds, Hammerheads, and Atomics. Rolling into the spinner now. And they're off. Atomics to a great start there, going into the first of the halfpipes. First row of halfpipes now. Atomics coming into the second row. Hammerheads are right there with them. Kitsune Rush there with them. Hammerheads keeping very close together right there into the fourth row. Go the Golfbirds. They're in the lead now. They're at the second to last row of halfpipes. Will they finish first? They will finish in first. And they will finish in second as well. That is a perfect finish already for the Golfbirds. Also worth noting, the Kitsune Rush, they're right next to one another there. Hammerheads, that's a disaster. They were third and fourth at some point, but then the contact there from everybody else meant that the other marble from the Hammerheads finished in essentially last place. This will affect their standings, but the Golfbirds are guaranteed to move on. Who will move on alongside? I think it might be the Kitsune Rush. And it is! With a 12, the Kitsune Rush advance. Atomics and the Hammerheads cannot move any further. Alright, Team Whiteout, Cue Balls, Flaming Cherries, and the Balls of Zen now. Heat number 2. Into the spinner now. And they're rolling. 10 ball there with a really good start there into the first halfpipe. Balls of Zen right there with them. Flaming Cherries, they're right together there. A bit of stuckage there into that halfpipe. Into the second row now. Look at the Balls of Zen, they're already in the 4th row. That's a very, very good start there for Yin Captain. They're already finishing now, and they are. Not bad. 13 ball right there with them. Will they finish in second? They will. Balls of Zen there in 4th now. And the final member to finish is a Flaming Cherry. But I think it might be a little bit harder to determine who finished in first or second. But I think it might be the Balls of Zen. We're going to have to check the second place. We're going to have to check the results for the second place. But that was a good attempt there for the Balls of Zen. It could have been a perfect finish, but unfortunately Yang was a little bit bothered by everybody else from the other teams. And it's the Balls of Zen and Team Whiteout. The Cue Balls by 1 point. They do not advance. Wow. Alright, Carbons, Scorpirius Crescents, and Team Echo now for heat number 3. And they're off. It's a good start for the Scorpirius there. They start first. Carbons are right there with them in second. Oh, Charcoal, they're taking their time into that far right halfpipe. Coastline Crescents are already in the 4th row of halfpipes. Into the 5th row now they go. Both of them are right there in the 5th row. They're taking their time there. And they're first in the last of the halfpipe. They finish in first. And they finish in second as well. That is a perfect finish again for another team in the heats. Coastline Crescents will advance without any issues. And I think it might be the Carbons that's right next to them. Carbons there in 3rd and I believe in 6th. But yeah, look at that. Perfect finish there. They were not bothered by any other team or the Coastline Crescents there. Not bad. Gonna have to take a look then at the results to see who will finish in second. I think it might be the Carbons. And it is. Crescents and Carbons advance. Team Echo and Scorpirius, they stand back. Final heat now with the Poison Darts, Sailors, Sushi Squad, and the Sky Scouts. And they're off. It's a good start there for the Sailors. They almost enter into that second row. Sushi Squad now into the second row with everybody. Both of the Sushi Squad members are into the second row now. Sky Scouts are in the 3rd row. fourth row now there is the Sushi Squad member. And let's see who will finish first out of these four. And it's the Sushi Squad that will finish in first. Sky Scouts, Sailors, another Sailors member, another Sushi Squad, another Sky Scout, and the last two are the Poison Darts. Ooh, that might be bad for them. Look at that, the Sailors right next to each other, even if they're not first or second. I think that they might be the winners of this heat. We have to see though who will finish in second. I think it might be the Sushi Squad. They do have 2 marbles in the middle, so they will get at least 1 point for separation. But it's not looking good for the Sky Scouts or the Poison Darts. And it's not. They do not advance. Sailors and the Sushi Squad will move on. But of course, the Sky Scouts, Team Echo, Cue Balls, and the Atomics will have to face for placements 9th and 12th. And of course, Hammerheads, Flaming Cherries, Scorpions, and the Poison Darts right now for placement 13 to 16 to determine the bottom 4. And they're off. Good start for the Flaming Cherries there into the first half pipe. Everybody else in that left one as well. Ooh, a little bit of stuckage there. The Hammerheads keeping very close together there. Of course, the Splitters are making it difficult for these teams to stay together with their teammates. Flaming Cherries, they're already finishing. Poison Darts there, I think they're going to be in second. They are. And then we have a Scorpions member, a Hammerhead, another Scorpion, another Flaming Cherry. Oh, and the Hammerheads, again with that same issue that they had in their heats. They were basically denied by the other teams to finish next to their teammates. Could this be a bit of strategy from the other teams to stop the Hammerheads? Yeah, look at that second marble from the Hammerheads on the right. You see their first marble is already finishing. Second marble so close to finishing next to their teammate, but unfortunately the other two denied them the opportunity. So it is Scorpions, Flaming Cherries, Poison Darts, and the Hammerheads. I didn't even notice the Scorpions. They won out of the 4. Alright, Atomics, Cue Balls, Team Echo, and the Sky Scouts. And they're off. 13 ball there with a good launch. The 10 ball already making it into the 3rd row of half pipes. That's a very, very quick run from 10 ball already, but they need to keep in mind that 13 ball needs to finish right there with them if they want to finish the best out of their heat. Team Echo is right there with them. Atomics there. Oh, 10 ball will finish in first with Team Echo in second. And then the Atomics. And 13 ball just managed to squeeze by one of the Atomics there. And the Sky Scouts will finish 6th and 8th. They seem to be struggling a little bit, the Sky Scouts, in this type of event. But it is what it is. 10 ball will finish in first with a member for Team Echo. But look at that beautiful squeeze there from 13 ball to just go underneath that Atomics marble there. Well, let's see who finishes where. And it's the Cue Balls that will finish in first with Atomics, Team Echo, and the Sky Scouts in 4th. Well, 12th. So yeah, that's our bottom half determined from the Cue Balls to the Hammerheads. Hammerheads, unfortunate to get another last place finish. Cue Balls, best of the rest then. Let's move on now to the semifinals. The Golfbirds, Team Whiteout, Coastline Crescents, and the Sushi Squad. Semifinal number 1. And they're off. It's a good start for the Coastline Crescents there. Team Whiteout is right there with them. Coastline Crescents are already making it into the 2nd row. Sushi Squad right there with them. Golfbirds and another one from the Coastline Crescents there. Coastline Crescents now back to back. Into the 4th row they go. First one into the 4th row. Into the 5th row now goes the Coastline Crescents into the last of the half pipe. They will finish in first. What can the other one do? It's another perfect finish for the Coastline Crescents. Brilliant stuff. Team Whiteout finish in 3rd. And then the 2 Golfbirds there, they're right next to each other. The last of the Team Whiteout members will finish in last. But that was another brilliant run there for the Coastline Crescents. Could these be the favorites to get gold in this event? Yeah, look at that. Once again, unimpeded by the other teams. And then look at that, that member from Team Whiteout. I believe that is their Captain Albo. Got bounced around back and forth by the other teams coming in. And they will finish in last. Will that affect their standings? It does. They cannot advance. The Crescents and the Golfbirds will move on. Alright. Kitsune Rush, Balls of Zen, the Carbons, and the Sailors for semifinal number 2. They're off now. Karma's with a good start there. Everybody, a lot of marbles there into that left half pipe there. A lot of stuckage there. The Kitsune Rush now are currently in last. Charcoal, they're making their way real fast through these half pipes here. Graphite is still pretty far behind though. Sailors there into that first one. They will finish in first. Balls of Sand finish in second. A Carbons, Kitsune Rush, another Carbon. They're very close to each other there. Another Sailor and Yin from the Balls of Zen will finish in last. Yeah, look at that. That first marble from the Sailors, no problem whatsoever. They will finish in first. A little bit of contact there between the Zens and the Carbons. But I think it might be the Carbons that advance due to their separation. Second team, I think it might be the Sailors. I'm not exactly sure. And it is the Carbons and the Sailors that will advance. Kitsune Rush and Balls of Zen cannot do anything. They will have to compete now alongside the Sushi Squad and Team Whiteout to determine 5th through 8th. And they're off. The Balls of Zen there with a good start. Once again, Yang to the second row. Go the Sushi Squad. Right next to each other are the Sushi Squad right now. They still need to keep in mind though the splitter will try to separate them as much as it can. Kitsune Rush there into the second to last. They're in the last Halfpipe now. Sushi Squad will finish in first. Look at the Zens right next to each other there. That's gonna be really good for them in the end. And Team Whiteout will finish 7th and 8th. That's not gonna be a good result there for Team Whiteout, but I think it might be the Balls of Zen that will win this one. Yeah, not a lot of contact there between the teams, but there doesn't need to be a whole lot of contact there. They managed to keep relatively close to each other. But let's see then, who will finish in first? And it's the Balls of Zen. They will take 5th place. Sushi Squad in 6th, Kitsune Rush in 7th, and Team Whiteout in 8th. But it's time then for the final. Crescents, Golfbirds, Sailors, and the Carbons, who can take gold in the Halfpipe Sprint. And they're off. Graphite and Charcoal, they're very close together. Graphite getting held up there by those Crescents and the Sailors there. Golfbirds already making it to the 4th row, into the 5th row now. Go the Golfbirds. Carbons right there with them. That's a beautiful recovery so far for the Carbons there. They will finish in first. And they will finish in second as well. It's not going to matter at all. The Carbons will get gold in the Halfpipe Sprint. If I remember correctly, they had the longest active gold drought in the history of the VALVIK Marble League, but not anymore because the Carbons are gold medalists in the Halfpipe Sprint. But that was a brilliant run there from the Carbons, saving the best for last. First and second, Coastline Crescents with a third. Golfbirds are also right there, one next to another. This could be really well for the Golfbirds and the Sailors there as well. And it is the Golfbirds in second, Sailors in third, with the Crescents only in 4th. Golfbirds there with their 3rd consecutive silver medal, Sailors with their 2nd consecutive bronze medal. But it's the Carbons that will take gold in the Halfpipe Sprint. Congratulations to our podium finishers, Sailors, Golfbirds, and our gold medalists, Carbons. Well done then to the Carbons, our gold medalists in the Halfpipe Sprint. Congratulations also to the Golfbirds and the Sailors. Let's see the overall standings. The Carbons will take 2nd, but the Golfbirds extend that lead. Sky Scout dropped to 3rd, with the Sailors in 4th and the Crescents in 5th. But that's it from us then from the VALVIK Marble League. Coming up next, it's the new event, the Team Moguls. We'll hope to see you there. Goodbye.